Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Starting 11 show. Everton versus Manchester City at Goodison Park. Not many to go now, is there? Tough game. Obviously, 3 home games left, and this is going to be the toughest one we face. So, if we want to keep that unbeaten run going at Goodison Park in 2025 in the Premier League, then it's hugely important that we have a good performance in this game. But we're coming off a win, so obviously that's going to dictate my starting 11 somewhat, because, you know, should you ever change a winning team? Well, I do think there are times when you should change a winning team, but let's get into it. In goal, Jordan Pickford got that clean sheet last week. The one I'd been crying about for weeks and weeks and weeks, that we had to get a clean sheet. We finally got that clean sheet, and it helped us get that 1-0 win. Right back, Brien continues. I know talk of Patterson maybe getting opportunities. I just don't know whether this is the game for him. I think I still think we need to win games. And I think if an opportunity arises where someone isn't playing well, or there's an injury or whatever, then that's when players will get the chance. But for me, I think we have to play our best team as much as we possibly can. So at left back, I'm going for Mykolenko. Again, you know, Patterson was in there the last home game, but Mykolenko did very well last week, and I think he should continue. And the centre-backs, James Tarkowski and Jared Branthwaite. Both of them were superb last week, and they'll need to be superb against Manchester City. Different challenge with no Haaland. There's more, I think, movements up front as a, you know, the poacher that they've got in Haaland. Very, very tough. We know what he can do, but he isn't there, and it's going to be someone with a bit more movement, someone who's going to drop off. It's going to be a different kind of game. It's going to be less in the air. So we'll see, but that's my back four. And I don't really think anyone can argue with that back four, if I'm honest. Into midfield, I'm going to go for Adesanya Gate and James Garner again. As you know, the last home game, Tina Boonham got an opportunity, but you know, I think on that occasion he didn't really do as well as he possibly could do, and that's a really nice way of saying it. So I thought James Garner played well last week, and I thought Adesanya Gate played very well again. And it's going to be those two players, not protecting the back four and stuff. We've seen Adesanya Gate, what he's been doing under David Moyes. He's been allowed to get out and press a lot higher, I think, and we saw that for the goal last week. So those two there. And ahead of them, I'm going for Abdoulaye Doucouré. I don't really think you can drop him after scoring the winning goal in a game. The manager loves his energy. He loves the fact that in the 90th minute he's still getting up the pitch, and he took his chance, didn't he, Brien? I think it'd be very, very harsh to drop him. And I think we're going to need that energy against Manchester City. So he is in my midfield. On the right, I'm going for Jack Harrison, because I thought he had a really good game last week. It wasn't a case of just being in a winning side. I thought he had a really good game. And I know he went off, and that's when we scored the goal. David Moyes said Dwight McNeil's not quite ready yet. But I also don't see Dwight McNeil starting on the right. I can see him starting number 10 or starting on the left, but I just can't see him starting on the right. And I think Jack Harrison deserves to stay in the team. I think he played well last week. And he was part of a winning team, even though he was off the pitch. So I'm keeping Jack Harrison in the side. I might be cursing that after about 15 minutes on Saturday, but you know, he did have a good game against Forest. I think everyone has to admit that. On the left, it is Njai. Obviously, didn't have his best game against Forest. I think they knew he was the danger man and doubled up on him a little bit, but he still had a couple of big moments. Obviously, the header in the first half, and then the chance from the long ball from Tarkin, it was in the second half. He creates things, makes things happen, and is still our most dangerous player. And it's up front that I'm making a change. I'm bringing Beto back into the side, because I just don't think Brozier has got what it takes to be Everton's lone striker. Doesn't mean I don't think he can play in other positions, although David Moyes was a little bit shocked when someone asked him about playing on the right hand side. He didn't really see that, but I just think we were a little bit better when Beto come on last week. I think he worked the centre backs a little bit more. Brozier drops off and can run at players, but I think that's like as a secondary striker rather than the main striker. Just don't think he suits the way we play. So for me, Beto to come in, cause that chaos. Manchester City's back line has not looked secured all season, and even last week when I thought we were very good against Palace scored a couple of goals and obviously got a third one chalked off by, you know, just fraction, wasn't it? So I want to see him causing that trouble. And also, City play quite a high line, so getting in behind as well. If we can find those passes in the midfield, round the back, I think that'll suit Beto. So that's my starting 11. Let me know your thoughts. What's good is there's plenty of players now on the bench who's available. The manager even mentioned last week that Seamus Coleman didn't make the bench because there's other players ahead of him, and that shows that we're finishing off with a much stronger bench. Listen, is it amazing? No. But it's stronger. Players can come on and make a difference, and we saw that with Dwight McNeil last week, coming on and getting the assist. So that's really positive for the last few games of the season. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Agree, do you disagree? Who would you go for? Make sure to give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're so close to getting 99,000, and then we'll be dead close to getting 100,000. So if you can get us there, please do. And if you want more great videos, join us over on Toffee TV Premier. Link in the description. QR codes come on screen now. See you later.